Hello you guys, my name is Marco. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hope you guys having a nice spring slash summer. When does summer start? It says Tuesday, June 21st to Thursday, September 22. So on this video, I'm going to be giving you guys how to improve your blogging game for beginners or for people that are just like, okay, I'm blogging, what's next, right? That's what I'm telling you guys. So these are things that I'm like, to me, I do blog in my channel. You guys saw I did a winter blog. I'm working on another blog right now. I need to really finish that. But throughout this entire experience of me doing blogs, stuff like that, I've encountered a few problems where I can't really refilm it. But every time I do a blog and I come up with a problem, I just write it down so next time I can actually resolve that problem and do it, right? So everything I'm going to talk to you guys right now is these problems that I have that I'm going to resolve, that I want to show you guys what I learned. Okay, now you probably are starting out, with your camera, you're blogging, you're doing this, and that. And right now, since summer's starting, everybody's gonna bust out the camera, do the videos on YouTube or, TikTok stuff. And I just wanna show you guys how can you move up to the next level. For this first one is learn how to do one thing, but very, very well. This could be learning how to composition. This could be color grading, video transition, editing transitions, or it could be B-roll shots, or how to tell a story, or shoot with angles. A lot of these things are things that, it's like, all of these things are great to have on a video, but a lot of times people just pick, they try and mush everything in there and to make it really more interesting. And dude, just slow down, slow your horses, right? I recommend just learn how to take from all these things, just learn one and learn how to do it perfectly, okay? I feel like that's one of the things that will make you a little bit better, like if you're blogging or something like that, note this, oh, my composition is not great, I need to learn how to do that, right? So every time when you're filming, you only gonna focus on your composition. That's all you're going to do. And that is something that I struggle with, because sometimes when you're out there, let's say you go to the beach or you go somewhere, you're not thinking straight. You're out there in this thing. It's like, oh, I'm going to film this, that. Once you get home, you're like, oh, I could have filmed this. I could have done this. There's just things that, that you need to learn. So when you're out there, doing the blog, so you can, so that idea can cross into your mind. One of the things that I did is that as I was filming, as I was doing this blog, one of the things just occurred to myself, you know what, there's these shots that I want to take of me walking forward. Somebody's going to film me, and I'm going to be walking towards the location I want to do, and then I film the location, right? That's my thing that I was just thinking about, because I never done that before. Because before, I was always like, I'm gonna film this, I'm gonna film myself, I'm gonna film this, and then I'm gonna film myself talking or something like that. But when I decided to do this, just something clicked in my head, and I was like, oh, I wanna film myself actually film myself actually go walking toward the location, and then film on the location, and then film myself. I started thinking about that. And after that, I started adding much more stuff, I'm at B-roll shots now. It's one of those things that you just forget when you're out there in your location, but it's one of those things that once you perfect how to do one thing, then after that you move to the next thing, which could be B-roll shot, and what's the next, so then you will know how to do it, and you have a system of how you shoot things. For the second one is clothing. Now, you don't have to be a person that's really into fashion, stuff like that. You're probably thinking clothing, what does clothing have to do with anything? Well, here's the thing. If you dress really like trash, then the people watching your video is going to be like, I don't know, man. It's not I don't know, it just doesn't look good. If you're recording with a high-end camera or cinematography or whatever, right? And you're blogging yourself and you're wearing something that is not really that great, that has a lot of stains on it or something like that, it just doesn't look good. And then soon you're going to be like, why did I wear that? My recommendation when it comes to clothing, just pick simple clothing, simple color blocking clothing, like just a black t-shirt, a black bomber jacket like I'm wearing, or something like that. Like, to me, this outfit, this look, when I go into editing this video, I'm going to be like, huh, it looks fine, it looks great, it looks passable, it looks fine. And then 5 years from now is probably, not five, like probably like a few months from now, I'll go back and I'll look at this footage and I'll be like, huh, what I was wearing, okay. A lot of people, you know, they pick the whole hoodie thing, which I do that a lot. But since I live in Arizona and it gets really toasty in here, really toasty, kind of hot, and it's near the Phoenix area, I can't do that. So yeah, so it's just like, you know, I don't know, it's just like, not so much like when it comes to fashion, it's just like, just wear simple clothing. Or no, just wear clothes that you will want to see yourself making a video. I don't know how to explain this, but it's like, just wear, like, you know, you're on camera, right? You know how news anchors, you know how they wear suits, stuff like that. You know, I'm not saying you have to wear a suit. Just wear something that is like, because if you are, like, if you're going to go to sleep or you're going to watch Netflix and chill, whatever, you're not filming yourself, so who cares what you wear? But if you're filming yourself, you want to be a little bit more presentable because other people are watching you. You know, kind of like have that in the back of your mind. Or like back of your head or something like that. For this next one is to express yourself. Give yourself some personal, like, things about your life, personal things about you, so people can really connect with you, and it kind of makes you feel more human because people can relate to what you're gonna say. There's a lot of people out there that do this. For instance, like, you know, Lost LeBlanc, his channel, he made a video talking about how, like, he had a corporate type of job or something like a career type of job, and he wasn't happy with it, so he left it and he worked at a 9 to 5 or whatever cheap ass like Best Buy type of job, and he was making less money, but then he worked in his YouTube career and stuff like that, and he felt happy now. Like, it was something that he was very proud and happy that he did. He'd make that choice. You know, it's very tough, but like that felt like a little bit more like I could connect with that idea. A lot of people can't, but some people can. So you really want to, like, if you're a person that's really into art and love art or something like that, you want to be able to connect with that. You want to, like, share that with the people. Like, what type of style of blog are you doing, right? There are some people that say, oh yeah, I'm a blog going to, like, the art store. And how would that look like, you know? And all these things. That's why it's always important to share a little bit of your life, because YouTube and because blogging is very personal, and it is one of those things we need to understand that. But I'm not saying you should expose everything in your life or show everything in your life. Just, you know, just expose certain life changes that happened to you that were really good. And maybe some of them that were not that great, you know? Just a little bit of hint, a little an idea. So this next one is understanding what gear you need, right? A lot of people say, I need a gimbal, I need a green screen, I need a tripod, I need lighting, I need all the best camera, I need another camera, you know, I need a GorillaPod, I need all of these things, microphone. Understanding the type of content you're making, and then that result on what type of videos you want to make, or not what type of, but what type of blogs you want to make. If you're traveling a lot, maybe you want to get the travel light tripod if you feel like you need it. You know, to me, I recommend this. I recommend buying a cheap tripod. Use it. Buy a cheap tripod, right? And just use it. Have it there to see if you use it, and if you like it, and if you notice that you're using it a lot, then after that, maybe you want to get right there, like, I would recommend you getting a better tripod that has more bells and whistles, but it still is a tripod because you notice that you are using it. I always recommend, if you're not sure if you're going to use this product or use this camera gear, buy the cheaper alternative. And if you see that you are using it a lot, then buy yourself the much better version. So then you don't have to spend so much money on something that you're never going to use. Like, I've seen people buying gimbals, and then they're saying that, why did I even buy this gimbal in the first place? Oh, because I thought I needed it, so I could put my camera and I could get these cool cinematic shots. Like, you know, some people, I remember there was like this one camera lens that was like, it was like a camera lens you put in your camera, and it comes with this like small little like stick thing, and it basically is able to film very close up macro shot. It's a specific type, but I remember Daniel Sheffer or something like that. He said that it is good to get that one shot, but the thing about it is that it takes a while to set up, and also you need other things, and also it's very expensive. So there's a lot of things that go along with it, but I don't know. It's like, it's great that I have it, but you know, it's not something that I would recommend somebody else actually purchasing it, because you do need that motorized, you know, thing, because it you know, it moves a lot. You know, it's the focus, whatever, man. It does have autofocus, but it doesn't have built-in stabilization, which if they do another version of it, that would be pretty cool, having, you know, an extreme stabilization, because that would be pretty damn cool. When it comes to the editing stages or anything like that, I recommend you guys have everything ready. Right? Everything on the ready, meaning that you're gonna have a folder, everything all organized. You know, with one, you have your footage, which that's great. Having a folder where you're gonna put all the footage for the day, and then the next folder have like your logos, your intros, your animation, and stuff. Just name it like that. Have everything already ready, and then I'll open up a what's it called, your editing software or whatever, and just dump that all in and just save it. So then you can be like, okay, I have everything I'm gonna need, all my transition, and I'm already organized, so I'm gonna start editing. So then the editing process could be a little bit more easier. Okay, instead of just getting things from your SD card, putting them in there, and then finding, you know, the stuff that you're gonna need or the stuff that you're gonna use in your computer or in your phone, and you're like, no. Now, for this last one is to make every video that you make your best video. What I mean by that, it means that if you're gonna make a video today, try to make that video as best as you can, while at the same time giving yourself a deadline, because or else, if you want it to be 100% perfect, and you're never gonna finish it, so you need to have yourself a deadline as opposed to that. But you always want to make it the best. Like if you have this idea for this one video, but then you're like, yeah, but I don't want to make it yet because I need this thing, I need that thing. No, just make it. Who cares? You don't need that. You just need a camera. That's it. You know, soon you're gonna buy that thing, but when you buy that thing, you already know how to do it. Like I always say, dude, experience, knowing how to use something is much more like important than actually having that thing. You know, like for instance, like Photoshop, right? If you know how to use Photoshop because you, I don't know, no, like, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like you don't know how to take photos, but you know how to use Photoshop. That's great. You don't know how to take photos, but guess what? You got a program called Lightroom, and you know about your LUTs, you know about filters and stuff like that, and you know how to edit a photo, right? That's great. But the only thing you have to know is how to take photos. And once you learn how to take photos, then guess what? You're good to go. But I would say that, you know, learning how to use certain programs or learning how to, the experience of it is much more important. Like if you don't have the best camera in the world, if you don't have a really good camera, whatever, and you just have your phone, use your phone or use anything that you got to try to take those really cool depth of field photos or really cool unique photos. So then when you get your professional camera, it's gonna be a simple, like, you know, it's gonna be a simple transition, and the photo's gonna be even more better because you know how to use it, because you learned from your phone, from any other camera you have or anything like that. And that's one of the things that I will say a lot, right? So there's that. You know, so if you are blogging with your cheap camera that the quality's not great, or you are blogging with your phone, whatever, don't worry about it. Use that. Just keep using it until you save enough money, you know, so you can get yourself a much more better camera. But at the same meanwhile, just use that, because what you're doing now is that you're getting that experience. That experience that you need. You know, a lot of times it's like people ask, I don't care about your history or something like that, I just care about your experience. How much experience do you have with this program, with this software, or with this. That's about it. And that's about it. Those are all the tips that I came out. Those are all the tips that I hashed in my head. Now, for this last one is to make every video that you make your best video. What I mean by that, it means that if you're going to make a video today, try to make that video as best as you can, while at the same time giving yourself a deadline, because or else if you want it to be 100% perfect and you're never going to finish it, so you need to have yourself a deadline as opposed to that. But you always want to make it the best. Like if you have this idea for this one video, but then you're like, yeah, but I don't want to make it yet because I need this thing, I need that thing. No, just make it. Who cares? You don't need that. You just need a camera. That's it. You know, soon you're going to buy that thing. But when you buy that thing, you already know how to do it. Like I always say, dude, experience, knowing how to use something is much more like important than actually having that thing. You know, like for instance, like Photoshop, right? If you know how to use Photoshop because you, I don't know, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like you don't know how to take photos, but you know how to use Photoshop. That's great. You don't know how to take photos, but guess what? You got a program called Lightroom, and you know about your LUTs, you know about filters and stuff like that, and you know how to edit a photo, right? That's great. Because the only thing you have to know is how to take photos. And once you learn how to take photos, then guess what? You're good to go. But I would say that, you know, learning how to use certain programs or learning the experience of it is much more important. Like if you don't have the best camera in the world, if you don't have a really good camera, whatever, and you just have your phone, use your phone or use anything that you got to try to take those really cool depth of field photos, or really cool unique photos. So then when you get your professional camera, it's going to be a simple, like, you know, it's going to be a simple transition, and the photo's going to be even more better because you know how to use it, because you learned from your phone, from any other camera you have or anything like that. And that's one of the things that I will say a lot, right? So there's that. You know, so if you are blogging with your cheap camera that the quality's not great, or you are blogging with your phone, whatever, don't worry about it. Use that. Just keep using it until you save enough money, you know, so you can get yourself a much more better camera. But at the same meanwhile, just use that, because what you're doing now is that you're getting that experience. And that experience that you need. You know, a lot of times it's like people ask, I don't care about your history or something like that, I just care about your experience. How much experience do you have with this program, with this software, or with this? That's about it. Those are all the tips that I came up with. Maybe you have some more. If you have some more tips, you can leave it in the comments, some more tips, so then other people can read your comment, and they could be like, thank you for that comment. Thank you for letting me know that. You know, and then I could probably read it, and I could be like, wow, I should add that into a video. That's pretty cool. I don't know. Why wasn't I thinking about that? I don't know. But there's that. So that's about it. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and also hope you guys have great spring. And then also, like, just go out there and just film, just blog, just go out there. You know, if you want to hike up a mountain and you got a GoPro, get your GoPro. Make sure your GoPro has full battery and has enough space, right? That's extremely important, or else you're not gonna be able to vlog. And then just go to the mountains. You know, if your friend doesn't want to go with you, or you're gonna have to wait for your friend, I'm gonna tell you guys this: how badly do you want to start blogging? How badly do you want to get your channel up and going, or you want to start doing? How badly? If you really want to do it that badly, you'll go by yourself. You don't have to wait for anybody else. Don't wait for people to hold your hand to wherever you want to go to. Or don't wait. I don't know what else going with that. But whatever. See you guys later. And bye. And just, you know, keep creating.